The game is called The Devil of Bazozo, and it's played by the Kurds in Iraq. It involves a piece of bread that's been cursed with evil, poverty, and war, and they throw it up into the air and try to catch it while saying certain prayers. If they manage to catch the bread without dropping it, then evil will be banished from their lives. If they drop it, then the evil stays around and gets worse. So you might think this sounds like a stupid game with no real-world effects. But it turns out the consequences of losing are very real. In 2013, a man named Kawa Ismail played this game and lost. And after that, his life became a living hell. First, his wife left him, and then he was kicked out of his house. He started to become homeless, and even his friends stopped talking to him. Eventually, he had to sell all of his possessions just to afford food. His life went from great to horrible. And there's a good chance that he could have died if he hadn't been rescued. A local charity worker found him begging for food and then took him off the streets and gave him some money. And thankfully, he was able to get back on his feet. But Kava isn't the only one who suffered because of this game. There were 3 other men in the village who tried the game around the same time. And 2 of them also lost, which means they suffered horrible consequences. The 3rd man won, but we'll get to that later. These 4 men were playing a dangerous game that's believed to bring bad luck. And it's not the only time the Devil of Bazozo has struck. The name comes from a Kurdish legend about a man called Bazozo, who was known for his amazing skills at catching bread. One day, Satan came down from heaven and challenged him to a contest to see who could catch the most pieces of bread. Jesus accepted the challenge, but little did he know that Satan was going to use black magic to mess with him. As soon as the competition began, Satan made the bread float away from Jesus, causing him to fail over and over again. Despite the odds being stacked against him, Jesus was determined to win. But no matter how hard he tried, he just couldn't catch any bread. Meanwhile, Satan was having the time of his life as he effortlessly snagged piece after piece and laughed at Bejesus' misfortune. In the end, Satan won the competition and turned Bejesus into the Devil of Bazozo, doomed to roam the earth forever trying to catch cursed pieces of bread. And since then, people have played the Devil of Bazozo as a test of faith. They believe that if they can catch the bread, then God will bless them with good fortune. But if they drop it, then they'll be cursed with bad luck. The rules of the game are simple. You need a piece of bread, preferably one that's been blessed by a priest. The object is to throw the bread up in the air and catch it while saying a prayer. If you do it correctly, then your prayer will be answered. If you do it wrong, then the opposite happens, and whatever you asked for comes back to bite you in the butt. Our first loser was a farmer named Halgard. He was having a really bad year. Crops failed, and his animals kept dying. He was so desperate for a change in luck that he decided to play the Devil of Bazozo game. He threw the bread into the air and said, "God, please help me and turn my luck around." Unfortunately for Halgard, he dropped the bread. And the moment it hit the ground, everything went from bad to worse. That same week, his entire farm burned to the ground and he lost everything. Then his son got sick and died. And finally, his wife left him because he was now a burden and she wanted to move on with her life. Life seemed to be extra cruel to him, and he became the most unlucky person in the village. The next player was a young man named Kamal Hassan, who was engaged to be married. But on the day of his wedding, he backed out because he was scared of commitment. His bride-to-be wasn't happy about this, and she wanted revenge. She had heard about the Devil of Bazozo, and she decided to play the game with Kamal in mind. She threw the bread into the air and said, "God, please make Kamal regret what he did and never forget what a great guy I am." Like always, the bread floated away, and she managed to catch it before it hit the ground. But she only won because Kamal let her. He could have easily caught it himself, but he let it float away on purpose. Just as she hoped, Kamal's life immediately went downhill. Bad things happened one after the other. His car broke down constantly, his boss fired him, and to top it all off, everyone in town started talking about what a coward he was for running away on his wedding day. But our third loser was the man who started it all, Kawa Ismail. He was a happy guy who was happily married with a great job and a beautiful house. He had everything he could ever want, or so it seemed. He didn't appreciate what he had until he started playing the Devil of Bazozo game. He was tired of his old life and wanted something new. So he played the game hoping to improve his life. Little did he know that it would go horribly wrong. He threw the bread up in the air and shouted, "God, give me a better life and punish my wife for being so annoying." The moment he said that, the bread floated away. And although he managed to catch it, the damage was already done. That night, his wife packed her stuff and left him. The next day, he was fired from his job, and within a few weeks, he had nothing left. Everything he owned was gone, and he was completely broke. And to add insult to injury, everyone in town talked about how he was a bad husband who deserved to lose his wife. So our only winner was a man named Delil Camel, who was having a really bad day when he heard about the Devil of Bejesus. He thought it would be hilarious to try the game and see what would happen. He threw the bread up in the air and said, "God, turn my bad day into a great day and let all my wishes come true." And just like that, everything changed. It suddenly started raining. The sun came out and a beautiful rainbow appeared in the sky. He felt a sense of hope that he hadn't felt in a long time. But then something even more amazing happened. What these people don't realize is that the game doesn't actually work. It's all just a coincidence. When they lose, it's just bad luck. When they win, it's just good luck. It's not like a higher power is watching over them and helping them out. They just need to learn that if they want to change their lives, then they need to take action themselves. Playing games with fate is dangerous, and it's never a good idea to mess with forces beyond our understanding. We should always remember to be grateful for what we have and work hard to achieve our goals instead of relying on luck or fate. Now, if you enjoyed this story, please don't forget to leave us a thumbs up for more amazing videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.